Our farm name is Seneca Ayr Farms. It comes from when we had dairy cattle. We had Ayrshire cattle, so that's the Ayr. And then we were on Little Seneca Creek, so Seneca Ayr Farms.
Family's been farming since 1826, and we all work together every day here on the farm growing corn, wheat, and soybeans. And we raise a few beef cattle at Hereford.
I have farmed all my life. I was raised on a dairy farm. Now we're going into the grain farming. We have extended our farm from 365 acres to nearly 1,100. As a young man, I always dreamed of owning over 1,000 acres of ground, and in my lifetime it came true.
It's been a long road. I mean, the family's farmed in Montgomery County for over 200 years. The family started out with tobacco and crops like that. Finally, they moved to cattle, to the dairy cattle operation. We sold part of our dairy farm for development. We were able to come to Laytonsville and bought over 1,000 acres down here, and that was in 2003. And since then, we still farm both sides of 270.
It has changed from a rural area to a suburban area. Though they have created a farming district, farming in the area is getting more difficult every day.
I'm the fifth generation on one farm, the sixth on the other. We've been a while. Our family roots are just rooted very deeply in agriculture.
People really don't know where their food comes from, and people have a lot of influences in their lives today, and a lot of those influences are negative, and it's important for people to know what we do as farmers, how we grow their food, and why we do what we do, and make that connection with the consumers to what is really concerning them. What is that shared value?
Training I got from my mother and dad taught me the value of country life, and there was something more to it than just growing a crop, that it was a love of nature.
My grandfather and dad always told us, the better you take care of the ground, the better it'll treat you. We try to take care of our ground, try to use a lot of cover crops, different soil conservation practices to reduce runoff, keep the Chesapeake Bay as clean as we can.
I think we face challenges every day that we're going to have to overcome. Learning how to use the technology that's presented to us and applying it to upgrade the farm and our animals and whatnot on the farm.
You always can't put your eggs in one basket, and you've got to be able to try new things and maybe leave some things behind that aren't working anymore. Things change. We've adopted a lot of technology. The sprayer behind me has GPS auto steer. We're mapping fields, populations as we plant. So we're processing a lot of data to make our yields improve. Thank goodness Paula is our financial wizard. Her master's degree is in business finance, and she does a great job of that. But just I know the transition between having a dairy farm and having the check come every month versus transitioning into the grain side of it, where the check didn't always come every month. It's a lot of hard work. It's long hours, long days, but it can be very rewarding. You've got to love it to do it.
My most proudest moments was seeing my granddaughters show their sheep and pigs when they were younger. I think that was one of my goals, to see them grow up and nurture the farm like they do.
So Tom and I have two daughters. Our first daughter, Abby, she has gone to college and is now teaching agriculture in Kansas. And our second daughter, Anna, she is attending Oklahoma State University, majoring in animal science.
I think we have instilled in them the importance of agriculture and how it's important not just to us as a family, but to our community and everywhere else outside of that.
Eventually, I think the girls are going to own their own farms, and whether it's hobby farms or whatnot, but I still feel that they eventually raise their family on a farm.
We'd like to be able to keep farming as long as we can, especially here in Montgomery County.
There was no debate in my mind, because I like to plant things and harvest, and to the extent that was my livelihood, and that's what I love to do.
Agriculture is a tough business. It gets very influenced by weather. Crop prices are up and down, and it can be very difficult to break even at the end of the year. It's not an occupation you want to get into to make $1 million and to make yourself rich, but you've got to enjoy doing it. Sometimes we don't get a lot done, but we have a lot of fun while we're doing it.